Hello everyone, Ronan back. We are watching Ghost in the Shell today, and we're watching episode 10, and this one's called Trial. We got a good episode last time. A lot of good information on Goda, on what he's trying to do, and how he's basically behind the individual 11 without really being behind it. He's doing it in a very incognito way. But yeah, we got a lot of good information on that. Some good action, stopping suicide bombers, which now the refugees are starting to do themselves. What they were calling like the powder keg that was about to go off with the refugees, it's now starting. So the refugees themselves are actually starting to take action. It's only going to fuel the fire between public opinion and the government and the refugees all at once. Meanwhile, Section 9 is trying to figure out how to tie Goda to all this stuff and figure out more on the individual 11, because that's also a very real thing. Even though it's been orchestrated, it's manifested into a real thing, and they're trying to find out who this savior Goda is trying to create is, if he's even chosen anyone yet, or that too is just supposed to manifest. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and dive on into this. If you guys haven't yet, please like, comment, and subscribe on my videos. All that stuff helps me out for the old YouTube algorithm. And my patrons, thank you for jumping on Patreon. Really great having you on there and having your support. And guys, I do have a Discord server now. The link is in the description below. Feel free to jump on in there and have a chat. Say hi to everybody. We're gonna go ahead and dive on into this.
You know what size to get?
Sure.
Is that Daddy? Mommy? Is it, huh?
All right, Togusa, that's your cue. Jeez.
Why are you running from me, huh?
Jeez. All right, Togusa.
Gun on the ground now. I turned off my pain receptors, so that won't work.
Just shoot him in all of his different body parts to stop him. These next 6 are for your ass.
You all right? Did he hurt you?
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude.
Do you want me to kill you, you son of a bitch?
Jeez. That would be traumatic.
What's going on here? Wait a minute. I'm with Public Security Section...
Yes, I know that. But after this, there's a pretty good chance that a summary hearing's gonna be held.
Don't you know who I work for?
My name is Ueda. I'll be your attorney on this case. Your parents retained my services. I'll have you out of this place inside of 2 days. Your shooting her really was just an accident, wasn't it?
Huh?
This scummy lawyer.
I specialize in cases dealing with prosthetic bodies. Something can cause a body's control functions to go haywire even under normal conditions.
Even the criminal's like, yeah, I did it. But the lawyer's like, no, this was an accident.
Details of charges after repeated attempts.
That must be her family and husband, maybe.
Why are they keeping you in custody? You're not the one who's a criminal.
But this ought to help get the trial over with quicker. And even though I did try to save someone's life, I fired my weapon while I was off duty.
I wonder if his wife knows anything about Section 9. Because security company to me sounds like very not as impressive as Section 9.
The suspect's father is the head of a big firm. The bastard he hired to defend his son is a former DA who makes a killing off of cases involving prosthetic bodies.
He is, huh? I'll be ready for him.
Togusa, you're too pure, man. You don't know how to play the game.
But I wanted to remind you that transmissions of any type are banned inside the courtroom. Send anything on a standard frequency, and they'll be able to trace it back to you.
Major. You sly dog.
The suspect had prosthetics, and he told me that he had disabled his pain receptors. In light of that, I felt it was necessary to completely immobilize him.
Let's look at this from another perspective, shall we?
No, that's the only perspective.
Does everyone at your place of employment use this type of handgun?
No, sir. My coworkers use a different kind, called the Seburo M5.
However, your gun is only capable of firing 6. And in your...
Yeah.
I wouldn't disregard the merits of a revolver, though.
Please, Mr. Togusa. You need
Shut
to limit
the-
your answers to the specific questions.
Shut the fuck up. You just want to hear what you want him to say. He's trying to guide the conversation. Pisses me off. I'm just listening to it.
What you're saying about that aspect of the gun is true. However, unlike automatics that have a habit of jamming, revolvers never do.
Sorry, that's really not a very persuasive argument.
What's your fucking argument?
Is it possible that deep down you view the act of firing your weapon as a form of entertainment?
No. You fucking idiot. This guy is raging.
Objection sustained.
Oh, that's
Defense
crazy.
counsel will limit his questions to facts directly relating to the case at hand.
I was wondering what those boxes were.
I'd like to be sure of something. The last time you fired at Mr. Izumi,
Is that like the jury? Those boxes?
you shouted at Mr. Izumi, asking him, and I quote, "Do you want me to kill you?" This would appear to be a clear indication that the option of killing the suspect was included among the possible responses you were considering.
All you're doing is twisting my words to mean whatever you want.
Fuck this guy. God, this is so annoying.
That lawyer's better than I expected.
Yeah, but Togusa isn't the one who's supposed to be on trial here.
It seemed to be headed that way just before the judge called a recess.
I'll do some digging into the defendant's background.
Major, you're going to remain here and watch the trial for now.
Yeah, you don't want to fuck with Togusa's friends here.
When I faced the defendant, I concluded at first glance that the man had a full prosthetic body. This statement that was made by the witness is in direct violation of the Prosthetic Body Discrimination Act.
Oh, God.
Also the result of his prejudice against cyborgs such as my client.
Defense counsel will base his counter-arguments on concrete facts, not supposition.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to begin offering an explanation for Mr. Togusa's specific actions after first discussing his unique workplace.
How would you know?
Employed by Public Security Section 9, a special organization comprised almost entirely of members with heavily reinforced prosthetic bodies. Mr. Togusa...
Okay, so I guess his wife would then know, like, who he works for, if that guy knows.
He came to develop a subconscious inferiority complex and mental bias against people with prosthetics.
This guy's just talking out of his ass. They have nothing.
I found something interesting in the defendant's terminal. A list of contents of illegal prosthetics that he had had installed the day before the shooting.
Can we use that to get them to drop this?
What do you know about that intel saying that a DA by the name of Kusunoki is trying to drag Section 9 into court?
He's the one who got the ball rolling on the arrest of Secretary General Yakushima. I think it means someone lit a fire under Kusunoki's ambitions after he uncovered information about Section 9.
I wonder if this is a retaliation from Goda. I'm sure Goda thinks he suspects Section 9 from hacking into his terminal or whatever you call it.
A while ago, I spoke with your superior, Section Chief Aramaki, to propose an offer. In return for dropping the civil suit against you, he told me he could have this written off as a prosthetic control system accident. If he won't, then I'll simply go forward with what I had originally planned.
You just lied. We just caught you in the lie. What a piece of shit.
Found yourself facing a flesh and blood human in the same situation, would you have still fired several rounds into him?
No, I would have responded differently.
In that event, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the decided actions taken by Section 9 in an incident that happened just recently.
That has nothing to do with this.
I've heard that Section 9 has been devoting a great deal of time and effort to the investigations into these bombings. Is that true?
Put a press blackout on the media ASAP.
Already on it.
Mr. Togusa prevented the prostheticized refugee from blowing herself up. Not only did he issue a warning to the young woman, he didn't even fire one shot.
Different. Oh my God.
All right, hold on. I started the same way in this case too, by issuing a warning to the suspect. Besides, his conduct was completely different.
I only wish to prove that this was an accidental incident which was brought about as a direct result of your actions.
It's a completely different situation.
As a consequence, he exchanged his old hands for new ones the day before the tragedy so that at first glance, it would be clear that he wasn't a refugee.
Playing that card, huh?
So he's being fed information.
His plan was undoubtedly to get me to back down through intimidation, by saying that it would bring up the special duties we carry out at my job during the course of his cross-examination. But those threats won't work anymore. As to why? It's because I quit. I'm leaving Section 9 right here and now.
Come on.
What a moron.
Yeah, Pato.
I've heard about cases where DAs and defense lawyers conspired with a certain prosthetics manufacturer. They conducted improper trials for the purpose of covering up defects in the products his company had made. In my line of work, I've seen a lot of dirty deals like this, and have become something of an expert.
She's hacking Togusa.
So you people better realize what you're getting yourselves into.
Remove the witness from the courtroom.
Yep, we got you.
Even though it was you, I don't like someone having a ghost infiltration key that they whipped up and used without my consent.
Stop shoving your naive sense of justice in everybody's face, and I won't need to.
That tale the Major had you spin back there was secret information. It was something we happened to uncover during a search of the lawyer's personal bank accounts.
Oh, shit.
I'd say our friend Goda of the CIS was probably the playwright, making Kusunoki the stage director and the former DA the lead actor, I suppose.
This isn't gonna help the victim rest in peace, is it?
No, but there might be divine retribution.
No, what are we doing here?
Defendant in a public homicide trial involving the Prosthetic Body Discrimination Act and his lawyer have been in a serious
I need this car scrapped.
Shit.
The lawyer is in critical condition, and there is extensive damage to the defendant's prosthetic body.
Oh my god, Boma, you fucking beast. Wow. Section 9 just straight up freaking mafia those two.
Is Daddy gonna come home tonight?
He'll be home soon.
Togusa will be home soon. There was a lot going on in that. So they used Togusa's trial as an excuse to drag Section 9 into it and get information out in the open about things that they were doing. I'm thinking as kind of like a counterattack to like what happened in the previous episode. Goda's probably like, okay, they made their move against me. I'm gonna show them right back. This is what I can do. And getting other people involved. You also don't fuck with Section 9 when it comes to information warfare. And of course they found dirt on everybody. And they're like, if you keep pushing this, you guys got plenty of skeletons in the closet too. Did that, and plus we got Boma to cause an accident for you. So, man, I don't think we've seen that side of Section 9 where they just straight up are like, fuck you, you're out of here. Just done. They usually are a bit more by the books with that kind of stuff. Great episode. I feel bad for the girl's family, though. We didn't get him in the courtroom. We didn't get him the fair way. But we'll do it in our own way. And at least now they'll know that that guy's not walking around, free or anything like that. And they didn't have to get their hands dirty. They didn't really have to get involved at all. So they can live on the rest of their lives with a clear conscience. Won't get their daughter back, unfortunately, but because that would have been motivation to have a lot of hatred and all that stuff. But now they can kind of be free of that. So good on Section 9 for doing that for her, and as Aramaki said, giving a divine retribution. So now we just kind of had like a little, in their own way, we just had them kind of butt heads, Section 9 and Goda. But it was also cool to see, while Togusa was at the trial, to have Section 9 right there next to him, being like, we're gonna do whatever we can on our end, and if we see some bullshit going down, we're gonna play defense and and block all that stuff. We're gonna find dirt on the other people, and they went all out for Togusa, which is pretty awesome. And so that was really cool to see that camaraderie there. And it was cool to see what the court system is like in this future. Like those boxes, every time there was like an objection, who knows what kind of algorithms those things are going for. And I can imagine it's like referencing every court case known to man, and then coming out with its outcome and saying, okay, yeah, that's fine, that works, objection sustained, whatever. Most of the time, Togusa's defense was objecting. The court was siding with Togusa because of a lot of what the other lawyer was bringing up was irrelevant. It was just trying to rattle Togusa in Section 9, basically. Pretty annoying, that lawyer. But good job on the acting, I think. If you're a character that's supposed to be hated and we hate you by the end of the episode or whatever, you did a good job. So gotta give kudos there. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. I'm gonna move on to the next episode, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.